Welcome to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast, your guide to future tech trends and innovation in a language you understand. Now, over to your host, Neil Hughes.
Welcome back to the show. It's been a funny old day. I've just returned from a fantastic break in Croyd, North Devon, and I found myself bodyboarding in the cold sea in October over here in the UK, which, let me tell you, was much, much cooler than Mexico. But equally, it was much more fun. But I got home to discover that I've been officially verified by Twitter, which means I now have that big blue tick next to my name. But I'm yet to receive a direct message from the guys at Twitter about any secret handshakes. But have no fear. When it comes through, I'll be sure to share it with it all. But have no fear. I will continue to be humble and serve my audience each day, because it's our little community and what we've created here that provides the real value. But before I get emotional, let's get on with today's show. So if I were to mention the company CareerBuilder, but you could be forgiven for automatically thinking of the company as an online employment website present in the US, Canada, Europe and Asia. But this only tells half the story, and CareerBuilder has since transitioned to an end-to-end human capital solution. So when I heard how they were bringing high tech such as data science, machine learning and AI into recruitment and HR, I had to get them on the show today. So anyone that is interested in how tech is transforming the HR and recruitment process should really find this episode valuable and interesting to boot. But enough from me. Buckle up and hold on tight, because it's time to beam your ears all the way back to Chicago so we can speak with the Senior Vice President of Product Development at CareerBuilder, Scott Helmes. So a massive warm welcome to the show. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
Sure. Well, my name is Scott Hellmuth. I'm the SVP of Product at CareerBuilder, and I spend a lot of time thinking about ways for CareerBuilder to help our customers find and attract and frankly, recruit and manage great talent for their business.
Now, CareerBuilder was originally known for being an online employment website, present in the United States, Canada, Europe and Asia, to name but a few. But it seems to me that it's since transitioned to end-to-end human capital solution. But it's your major announcement of the first of its kind talent discovery platform that brings data science, machine learning and AI to recruitment HR that really put CareerBuilder on my radar. So for anyone that's missed that big announcement, can you offer an overview of this announcement and what was announced in that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, you hit the nail on the head. CareerBuilder's legacy has been in talent acquisition. We've been one of the largest online job search platforms for nearly 20 years. But in our announcement with Talent Discovery, really what we started to do is pull together all of the things that help recruiters practically apply machine learning and AI to the recruitment process. And so we think about that across three dimensions. The first is planning. And so we're deploying machine learning to help recruiters get a better handle on not only where they should recruit for certain positions, but the size of the talent that is available in the market for a specific role. We help them make some estimations about other markets they might want to consider, how the talent pool grows and shrinks as they change requirements, skills, years of experience for a specific role, and give them tools to have that conversation in real time with hiring managers to set great expectations about the recruitment process. The second dimension, of course, is finding, and we think of finding as two things. Historically, it's been posting jobs, receiving applications, or searching resumes in a resume database. And of course, we offer both of those things with the platform, but really what's changed here is we've applied machine learning and AI-powered job to candidate match. And so actually from the moment a job is posted on CareerBuilder, we're now scouring not only our database of resumes, but customers' data from their applicant tracking system that they've ported into the system to present to them in real time people who match the profile of what they're looking for. So they can literally go from posting a job to talking to candidates in a matter of seconds. And then the third dimension of the talent discovery platform is frankly just giving the tools to make it easy to communicate with people. The biggest challenge in our industry today is that customers don't lack tools to recruit talent, but they are spending their time logging in and out of systems. And so we view it really simply. Let's quickly get you in front of the right candidate and give you tools to send them an email to express interest in talking with them about an opportunity. And all that is sort of packaged up in one platform with all of the power of our legions of ML and AI experts.
So I've got to ask then, I mean, how does this talent discovery platform actually work? And how does it provide employees that faster, smarter and easy way to find, hire and equally manage that talent?
Sure. So I think the most, simple way to think about that process is just to think about what an employer goes through when they have a new requisition that comes open. So come in the morning, I lost a member of my team last week. Well, the first thing that I need to do is go out and understand what I'm going to need to pay for that role, how much talent exists, is it going to be easy or hard for me to fill? And we would use the intake tool to do that. Intake is one of the modules of the talent discovery platform. Going through that process, I might learn that maybe my comp expectation is out of range. I might need to bump that up. Or if I were looking for somebody with 10 years, that the total available market for a UX director in Chicago with 10 years of experience is too small. If I took that down to 7, it doubles in size. So some intelligent recommendations using data to help get myself set on the right path to be successful. From that point, I can obviously post my job, so get that out onto CareerBuilder, onto my career site, start receiving applications from people who may be interested in working with me. But more importantly, that document is being parsed and converted into a semantic search query against all of the people who've ever applied to my jobs before, as well as all of the people in the CareerBuilder resume database and the open web. So we're scraping social profiles. I shouldn't say scraping. We are working with vendors who provide social profiles to us, which are aggregated. And so from that point, I'm starting to receive inbound applicants as well as getting intelligent matches using our matching logic to the job. And it's been 5 minutes from the time I started this process. Once I'm at that point, really frankly, it's nuts and bolts of recruiting, reaching out to people, sending emails. We've got tools to help you do that in one fell swoop, to send a nice branded campaign out letting them know you have the opening. We're giving you the phone numbers to call, and we're helping prioritize which ones to focus on by giving you intelligent signals like the last time they were active on our platform. So really trying to help guide recruiters or hiring managers who are doing recruitment to focus their efforts on the people who are most likely to respond to their offer as quickly as possible.
Now, we also often hear about how tech is removing old roles from that employment landscape. But I think one of the bigger problems that we have is the lack of skills required for the new roles and how we actually need investment in people to bring them on this digital journey forward with us. But how are you tackling that growing skills gap that has created a significant talent deficit over the years, which is also showing now serious implications for how a business can perform moving forward?
So, I think about the skills gap as really two things. I think there's a knowledge gap and I think there's a skills gap. So I spent a lot of time talking about the intake process. So, to me, when I hear an employer say, hey, there's a skills gap, I'm struggling to fill roles, it may just be a knowledge gap. So one of the ways we tackle that is by helping arm employers with information that tells them not about exactly who in the market has every skill that they're looking for right now, but one step before that. Who are the people who could easily grow into that skill? And so we've got some tools that are out there that help you understand, yes, I want a senior with 10 years experience in some specific language, but we'll actually tell you, what, if that doesn't exist or if that's not in the market, here's who you should target that you could quickly upskill by bringing them into your organization and have them up and running at the level you desire quickly. To me, that's a knowledge gap. So that's just being able at scale to understand the right people to target for you to train in-house to get them productive in the role that you desire. The other side of things is a true skills gap, and that's really much more consumer-facing, and we've tackled that in a couple of ways. The first is our consumer website gives a ton of information to job seekers about the types of skills that are in demand for various roles, as well as career pathing information. So what I mean by career pathing is if you're, an assistant store manager today, we actually lay out for you the types of skills that our customers are telling us they demand in order to move into a general store manager role by way of example, and then guide them to opportunities to get those skills. One of the ways we do that is through a program we run for job seekers called Right Skill. And that's a program that we run in conjunction with a partner here in North America, Capella Education, to actually offer coursework for job seekers to take free of charge to get the skills that they may need to move to that next level in their career. And the folks who actually graduate from those programs we're proactively marketing to real employers who are hiring for those skills today. So it's a win-win. We're helping employers by giving them exposure to people who have the skills they need, but we're actually giving those skills through education programs to job seekers who don't have them today, elevating their worth in the market.
Now, are you also finding that there is an increasingly competitive hiring environment now, and many of those roles remain unfilled for longer periods than they ever have done before? And if so, I mean, what are the causes in your opinion? And how can your new talent platform tackle this familiar problem?
Yeah, I think, we're definitely seeing as the skills gap has become more pronounced, in not only here in North America, but in Europe, it is taking organizations longer to fill open roles. And so, we've really thought within the talent discovery platform about ways we can actually help speed that process up. One of the ways that we would do that actually is by using our resume database, which has 150 million profiles of job seekers across North America, and applying to it machine learning and AI to help bubble up to the surface the people that are most likely to be active in the job search right now. And so those are signals that are obviously observable. So they've been interacting on the CareerBuilder website. We've seen them as an active job seeker, as well as things that can be modeled based on their tenure at an organization. And the reason that's important is because when an employer comes to the market for a role that is in demand and they're able to access loads of passive talent, what becomes really important is to understand where to focus their efforts. And by providing them the signals that say, these are the folks who are most likely to leave, they're the most likely to be open to your opportunity, we can target employers' efforts on folks where they're more likely to have success. And so that's really helping to bring down that time to hire in those hard-to-fill roles.
Now, I also believe that CareerBuilder is forming a new strategic partnership with SilkRoad too. I mean, can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so we're really excited about our partnership with SilkRoad. CareerBuilder has always been a leader in what we would call sort of the pre-hire space, so targeting, advertising, and connecting with job seekers. We have tools like an applicant tracking system to help people manage that hiring process, but really the final step of hiring an employee is getting them in the door and up to speed as a successful onboarded employee. And when we look out in the market and say, who's doing that well today, we're really lucky in that SilkRoad has a phenomenal offer. And so we've actually partnered with them to bring their services to our customers to kind of close the loop, to take that job seeker who you've reached, who you've nurtured, who you've interviewed, who you've brought all the way to the finish line, and actually help hold their hand, walk them through the door, and get them off to the races as a successful new starter.
Well, recruitment technology is notoriously clunky and often accused of taking too long to find candidates and engage candidates too. I mean, is that another problem that this talent discovery platform is attempting to tackle? And if so, how?
Yeah, absolutely. We have made a massive investment in user experience here at CareerBuilder. We have a very large UX team that is constantly thinking about not only the right tooling to offer to our users, but is that tooling easy to use? Is it easy to adopt? Is it consistent? Does it anticipate your needs? And I think what we're seeing is the investment in that area really paying off as we launch this product, because this is where ideas like matching candidates, auto-suggesting next people to call, helping infer signals about who you may want to focus your efforts on, and frankly, just delivering a beautiful and simple, easy-to-use UI. All of that stuff comes from an investment in UX that we've made. We continue to think it's very critical, and we approach HR technology in the same way we approach consumer technology. It should be fun and delightful and enjoyable product to use. And if we think that way and we apply the right resources, we get wonderful products like Talent Discovery that our customers are excited to interact with.
So when speaking to your clients, does the arrival of data science, machine learning and AI and bringing that into recruitment and HR, does that excite them or make them a little bit nervous? Because from my old IT life there, I do remember HR being a little bit resistant to this onslaught of new technology.
Yes and yes. I think it absolutely excites them, and I think it also sort of terrifies some people. But I think, really when you take a step back and we think about what ML and AI can offer in the recruitment space, frankly, what it is going to provide and what it is already providing to HR organizations is the ability to automate some of the core repetitive tasks that don't add a lot of value, freeing up recruiters to spend more time having human interactions with job seekers. And that's why people get into recruiting. That's why people get into HR. And so I think at the end of the day, there's a lot of excitement around this space. If you can take off the repetitive tasks from my plate, if you can tee up candidates that are great fits, if you can reduce the need for me to train my teams on writing crazy Boolean search queries and get all of us focusing on having candidate interactions, that's a huge win for HR. And so by and large, people are excited about that, and I think it really opens up a lot of possibilities for how HR and recruiting in general can elevate over the next decade.
It's understandable why there is so much excitement in this area, because you just feel that this level of tech has the potential to be a massive game changer for both HR and recruiters. Is there also an increasing pressure on HR departments to embrace new technology and secure that best talent, or risk getting left behind if they resist it?
Yeah, I think the HR technology landscape has exploded. We've seen massive investments from all of the major private equity firms and VC firms, in the Silicon Valley and places like London, really pouring money into this space. And so the tooling that's available for companies is just so much more sophisticated than it was 10 years ago. And that does put a need on HR organizations to upskill. What we're seeing with our customers is new profiles of people show up at the table when we sit to have conversations. We're seeing marketers play a role in talent acquisition in a way they hadn't before. And so I think it's really changing the profile of candidates that HR organizations bring in, where they invest in their teams. I think it's pressure, I suppose. You use the word, is there pressure to do this? Yes, but I don't think it's bad pressure. I think this is a natural evolution, and most HR organizations are really embracing and excited about it.
So for anyone listening that wants to know more about CareerBuilder and the talent discovery platform, how it works, or just wants to find out more information, can I ask you to point the listeners in the direction of your website and contact details of a team member who could answer any questions that listeners might have after listening to our conversation today?
Yeah, absolutely. You can find out information about all our services at hiring.careerbuilder.com and reach us on Twitter at CB4Employers.
Fantastic. Well, I always say that technology works best when it brings people together, but what you're doing here with CareerBuilder and the talent discovery platform is actually bringing business together, isn't it, and candidates together. So I think it's a fantastic thing, especially for the employment landscape. So a big thank you for coming on today.
And thanks for having us. We're really excited to bring it to more customers.
Sure, CareerBuilder offers global end-to-end human capital solutions and is a company that's focused on helping employers find, hire and manage great talent. But it's the technology that they're using to make this happen that is really exciting. So when I heard that they are bringing data science, machine learning and AI to recruitment and HR, all to help new employees get in the door faster, I'm quickly reminded of just how much business is changing. It wasn't long ago that departments such as finance, IT, marketing and indeed HR all worked in their own silos. But now technology is running the show, and all of these departments need to unite and work together and act as one team. And I think this is the biggest challenge. So a big thank you to Scott for coming on the show today. And if you want an additional fact of the day, spookily, he used to work in Derby here in the UK, where I spent the first 30 odd years of my life. So it's funny how this old world works sometimes, isn't it? The world really does feel like it's getting smaller, and I must admit I still get a kick out of working with people from all over the world every day, all from my home. So wherever you listen to this show, why not say a big hello so I can get to know you too?
Do you want to appear on the show, or do you have any questions for Neil? Remember, you can reach him at techblogwriter@outlook.com or visit his website at www.techblogwriter.co.uk.
But that's it for this episode, so a big thank you for listening, and until next time, don't be a stranger.
Thanks for listening to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast. Until next time, remember, technology is best when it brings people together.